In this video, I'm gonna rank all the creatures that you can find in BloomBurrow as outlined by Mark Rosewater in his article The Bloom of the Burrow Part 2. So there are 10 different creature types, but I'm gonna rank the Calamity Beasts as well. And honestly, I am loving BloomBurrow so much. The plane, the story, the art, the treatments, everything about it is so cute. Go check out the magic story and read about the animal folk versus the Calamity Beasts, where the frogs and the mice and the rabbits and lizards and all the creatures come together to go on a quest. As for the cards themselves, I think it's really cool what they did with the full art seasonal basic lands. And then there's of course the showcase woodland frame with alternate arts in a classic fairy tale kind of frame. And for the larger Calamity Beasts, they actually feature an alternate art with borderless frames. I think these are super cool. I want to collect them all. I think the new mechanics are great as well. We have offspring that, makes baby versions of the same creature. You have things like Valiant, which helps the mice get aggressive. Forage for the squirrels so that they can hunt for food. And my favorite is gifts. Giving gifts to people, to your opponents in exchange for a better effect. And I just want to give a big shout out to Wizards Singapore for sending over this play booster and starter kit. The starter kit of course features 2 brand new legends, 2 brand new 60 card pre-constructed decks. Each of them has 4 rares, and it's a great place to get your friends started playing Magic, learning how to play the game. The rule booklet is super comprehensive. It also comes with deck boxes for each of the decks. And yeah, it's cute animals. It's like the best way to get people into this game. Now of course, another great product is the Play Booster. These work for limited events, whether you're playing sealed or draft, or if you just enjoy opening packs, they're great as well because you can have multiple rares. All of these also come with a traditional foil in each booster. So yeah, get some for yourself, get some for your friends, open some cute animals. So for this tier list, I'm going to be ranking them across formats. And for each creature type, we're going to see how cute they are, how flavorful they are, and how synergistic they are. And each of them will be represented by the 2-color legendary creature. But I'm just going to be ranking them as a collective. And we're going to start with birds. And I love birds. I love flying. It's aggressive. It's nice. But a lot of the birds care about non-flyers. So I guess the flavor is that, they're giving rides to the other animal folk. The bird synergy is just not there. Where are the flyers helping the flyers? So in terms of a limited format, I can see why this works. For like constructed formats, it doesn't really help like building a bird deck. So overall, it's gonna be a D in terms of the collective birds. But there is Kestrel, the Wind Crested. This is the bird legend, and this bird is such a great commander. It's the ultimate bird commander. I mean, it cares about birds dealing damage. You get to put birds into play, you put +1 counter on the birds, you draw cards, it just does everything. This bird is a S tier by itself. So overall, S and D, the birds are gonna get a solid B tier. And next up, let's move on to rats. So rats are in the blue-black color pairing, and a lot of them are small and they kind of have unblockable or conditional unblockable, which I think is very suitable. And being blue-black, there's a lot of disruption and graveyard matters themes, which are kind of generic. But I guess, they're rats, so it's pretty flavorful. I'm gonna give them an A for that. And they are represented by Vren the Relentless. It's a rat rogue with Ward 2. And unfortunately, I just feel there's not much rat synergy. He makes a lot of rats, he makes pretty good rats. But as a commander, I think it lends itself more to a typical just destroy your opponent's creatures kind of deck. So the rat synergy is not really there. I'm gonna give him a C. And overall, that's gonna be a B for the rats as well. But moving on, we have black red lizards. And these are again small creatures, and these ones do direct damage when literally anything happens. Like when they enter, when it attacks, when it dies, you tap it, it deals damage. So good things happen, like you get the payoffs if your opponents lose life. I don't know if that's really what lizards do. Maybe these are really fierce fire breathing lizards, not the kind you find at home. But they're pretty cool. I'm gonna give it a B. And they're represented by Gev. Gev is literally a fire breathing lizard. He really cares about these lizards. He grows them, he does direct damage himself. It's really synergistic. I really do love the design. But I feel that the effects, the payoffs are really small and kind of insignificant. I'm gonna put lizards at B as well. But above the reds. Alright, now we have some bigger creatures with the red-green raccoons. And in the BloomBurrow article, Mark said that this is kind of just a ramp deck. Expend is the new mechanic for raccoons, so they want you to spend mana. They make mana as well, and they're just kind of bigger creatures that get bigger and maybe better, but there's really no raccoon synergy at all. And like, is that really what raccoons do? Like, do they just make mana and grow bigger? I'm gonna give raccoons a D. They are represented by a legend. It's Muera, the trash tactician, and this raccoon really cares about other raccoons. Gives you mana, gives you the payoff for spending mana, like you gain life, you get card advantage. Unfortunately, I just don't think there are enough raccoons, and it feels really generic. Like, you get mana, you spend the mana, you get card advantage. Kind of generic payoffs, so I'm gonna give Muera a C, and overall, unfortunately, I'm gonna give raccoons a D. Hopefully they get more support in the future and this can be better. But now let's talk about rabbits. Rabbits are in the green-white color pairing, and they care about going wide, like making tokens, especially with the offspring mechanic. I think that tokens really fit into the whole rabbit synergy, or like, you know, that's what rabbits do, right? They just make a lot more rabbits. Overall, I'm gonna give rabbits a C. I think they're pretty cute. And they are represented by Phineas, the ace archer. He's in the Magic story as well, go read it. And Phineas really cares about rabbits. He grows them, he cares about tokens and rabbits, and he draws cards as well. Unfortunately, he's just a 2-2, but I am gonna give him a B. And overall, I'm gonna put rabbits in B as well. And I kind of like them a bit more than the lizards. Now, if you want to play any of these creature types, by the way, a great place to start is Standard. And as you can see, I'm in a LGS right now. This is Games Haven Paya Lebar. And Wizards is running a really cool campaign right now called Play Season, where you get rewards for attending pre-release or standard events. So you can get this card and you can earn exclusive rewards with every event that you attend. Each reward is kind of like a mystery selected card that I'm not sure what it is. And you can even get a dice pouch as well. So head to a store near you, you can use the Magic Store Locator, find a LGS, go participate, and who knows, you might even play against me. Next, we have a creature that I am actually very interested to play for Standard. It is white-black bats. Bats have flying, so you know, they're basically birds but smaller and they drain life. So life drain, you know, gaining life, losing life is a big part of the bat synergy. It kind of annoys me, like I don't like to play against it, but it is a very powerful mechanic, especially for Commander and with the food synergies in the set. Overall, I think it's really flavorful and I think it's very strong as well, so I'm gonna give bats an A. And they are represented by Zoraline, which has flying and vigilance. That is just broken. I mean, if you guys remember Mirko is broken.
Yeah. One keyword too broken. Just one keyword too broken. Stupid vigilance.
Triggers off everything, gaining life, losing life. Honestly, I put Zoraline in the A tier as well. It just does so many things. I don't know if bats necessarily reanimate things. But yeah, it's strong. So overall, bats are gonna be in the A tier. And next we have the cutest animals, blue-red otters. Oh my gosh, otters, these are just so cute, and like with prowess, it's like they get angry and strong when you cast more spells. And I just feel that, you know, it's so chaotic and so playful and so flavorful with the otters. That's all I want to say about it. It's awesome. It's S tier for me. Represented by Alania, the Divergent Storm. It has Storm in its name, that's amazing. And it even copies otter spells. Like, that is just automatic S tier for me. Otters are just gonna go right up there. S tier. Fantastic creature type, fantastic synergy and flavor. Next we have a really popular creature type. It's Squirrels. They are in the black-green colors and a lot of them feature the new forage mechanic. So it kind of feels like they want to make a lot of food or fill their graveyard. So it might be a bit slow and a grindy gameplay. But once winter comes, they're gonna have all the food while everyone else starves. It seems great for them and pretty powerful. I'm gonna put them in A tier. And the squirrel legend is Camellia, the Sea Miser. So this gives all your other squirrels menace and a payoff for sacrificing food, and it has the forage ability to grow your squirrels. So really strong abilities, I think. But I don't know, squirrels, to me, they're not meant to be menacing. Like, I think they're supposed to be cute. So I'm gonna give Camellia just an A just because it's strong and because it has so much squirrel synergy. So overall, Camellia is gonna go up to A tier. And next we have another small creature type, but they are Valiant. These are the white-red mice. And Valiant is just a really cool new mechanic because it cares about things that target it, whether it's a spell or ability. So they make each other better by targeting each other. And a lot of these mice also have abilities that target another creature. Works with equipment as well because those target. I think just for the mice, maybe in limited or standard, they're gonna be pretty strong. I'm gonna put them in S tier. And the legendary creature in this color is Mabel, the heir to Cragflame. So it's basically a mouse lord, and on ETB you get Cragflame, a legendary equipment, which as I said works very well with the Valiant mechanic. But for me, this kind of feels like a bit of a lackluster legend. So I'm gonna give Mabel a B. And so overall, mice are gonna be in the A tier, which is still pretty good. I think they're gonna do well. But then we have probably the most flavorful, the most bouncy creatures, because frogs in blue-green, they bounce from the field back to your hand. They care about ETB triggers, leaving the battlefield triggers, all these payoffs for simic value stuff. You get to draw cards, you get to put counters on your creatures. These frogs do it all just by bouncing from the field back to your hand. I love it so much. I think this is one of the most unique mechanics, the most unique and flavorful things you can do with frogs. That's automatically S tier. And the frog legend is Clement the Worry Wart. So it's like he's so worried, that's why he keeps bouncing, right? He's a nervous little frog. And he gives your frogs the ability to tap for mana. They're pretty decent abilities but not super strong, I think, because they're very conditional. So I'm just going to give Clement an A because, you know, he's a frog that bounces. And overall, I'm going to put frogs just below Otters, but in S tier as well, just because, you know, the flavor is awesome. So those are the creature types. Now we're going to move into the Calamity Beasts. And there are actually 8 more creatures left, but one of them is a fake Calamity. It's Dragon Hawk. So go read the story and find out why he's a fake Calamity. Really strong abilities. It triggers on ETB and on attack. You get card advantage. It's a 5/5 flyer. And it potentially deals damage to each opponent as well. So definitely a bomb in limited formats. And yeah, just a generically strong A tier card, I think. And then for the real Calamity Beast, we're gonna start in white with Beza. So all the real Calamities are actually elementals, and this one is an elk. It basically gives you everything when it enters, but only if you're behind. So you get treasures, you get life, you get creatures, you draw cards, but only if you have, you know, less than your opponents. It's basically what we call a catch-up mechanic, and it's very common in white. Doesn't really seem like a Calamity creature. I mean, if it really triggers on everything, then you're probably in a bad spot already. It's also only a one-time effect. So I think I'm going to put Beza as a C tier. Next up in blue we have Eluge. And this Calamity also appeared in the story and washed our heroes away. Triple blue means it's not easy to cast. And it rewards a pretty niche archetype, I think. But cost reduction is very powerful. But you know, its name is the Shoreless Sea. So I'm going to put it right next to Beza in the C tier. And next up, the black one is Maha, also in the story, destroyed everything, very scary, but turned out to be just a very angry parent. Now Maha doesn't have a lot of words on its card, but they are all super oppressive. Just imagine Maha in the command zone with something like Kaevek. I mean, don't do that. So once again, it's going to be a bomb in limited formats. And overall, I think just a very strong A tier. Next up is the actual red Calamity creature, Sunspine Lynx. And once again, it has a few oppressive lines of text. Players can't gain life, damage can't be prevented. This goes through Teferi's protection, by the way. Feels like it could be good in a constructed format, but I think definitely better in Commander. But overall, not really a huge bomb, so I'm gonna put Sunspine Lynx at B tier. And then the green one, we have Lamra. It's a big creature that grows bigger. And it has a one-time enter effect. Overall, it's just not the most words we've ever seen on a green legend. It's gonna join Raccoons down in the D tier. And the last two we have here are the smaller Calamity beasts. But honestly, one of my favorites is Yigra. It's a cat and you have to sacrifice a food in order to target it or to tame it. It's so flavorful and it makes other creatures into food because, you know, it's the eater of all. It's the ultimate predator. Everything is its food basically, and it grows when food is eaten. It's amazing. I love it so much. It's so flavorful. It's so cool as well. It's just S tier for me. And finally we have the snake, and you can sacrifice things to summon it faster. And the way I think about it is when it opens its mouth, its foul breath just kills opponents exponentially because it cares about the number of counters on it. So just imagine this thing with like 10 counters on it. I think it's pretty strong and it's definitely up there in the A tier. Well, that is the tier list. As you can see, I do think it's overall quite a strong set. Just generically across formats, I think having the creature synergies are great, really flavorful, and I can't wait to build a couple of decks, play it in standard, play it for limited in pre-release, and of course building some of these for Commander. So leave a comment as well, let us know what decks you want to see, what commanders you want to see. And once again, do try and participate in the play season, get those exclusive rewards. Use the store locator, locator.wizards.com, find a store near you. I really do think that with this set, standard is going to be a lot more fun. And of course, go follow Wizards on all their official pages for the latest updates. And finally, for Singapore viewers who want to purchase cards online, go check out the Shopee store. Wizards has a Shopee store in Singapore. And that's where you can buy boosters, you can buy the commander decks, bundles, and get your hands on these cards. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time.